Hey everybody, Krystal Gamer here, and welcome to another challenge results video. For those of you new to the program, I run a Make Me Want to Buy pack challenge every few weeks where participants submit 4 images via Twitter of any build or design they choose, interior or exterior, using only the items from the challenge pack and the base game. Obviously with as much of a focus as possible on the challenge pack, since the objective is to make me want to buy that pack. So essentially, it's kind of a sales and marketing challenge along with being a build and design build challenge. So meaning that the photographs are just as important as the design. And I'm a photographer, so I review everyone's entries from a photographer's perspective. And at the end, I give a few fake awards that give participants no real prizes at all other than bragging rights. So really, it's just all in good fun. And now the pack for today's challenge is City Living, which is an expansion pack. So it's one of the big ones. And one might think that this would make the challenge easier. Oh no, contraire, at least in my opinion, and the opinion of those that I got feedback from. It seems that several people didn't even enter this time because they couldn't figure out what to do for it. So we have a much smaller pack of entries this time than usual. And as for myself, I was in pretty much the same boat as the uninspired who didn't participate. Those who watch me regularly will know that I usually do a build in line with my challenge. And I did try this time. And then I scrapped the build because I just wasn't happy with it at all. And so I ended up with a couple of rooms instead of a whole build just to make sure that I went through the pack one more time so I'd have a better idea of which items came from it when I was reviewing everyone's entries. And boy, there is a lot in this pack. And I actually think that that's one of the reasons several people had a hard time finding inspiration or direction for it, because it's kind of all over the map. Like there's so much, and it's not quite as cohesive as other packs in a way. I think that's kind of a cool thing because, you know, there's a lot of mixing and matching, but as far as looking at it all and getting, you know, some major inspiration, I think this pack might be a little tough on that. I think that it may have been a bit of a challenge, and I know it was for me. So I'm thinking maybe it was for some other people. But in any case, we should have a variety of entries because of the variety of stuff in the pack. So let's have at it and see what we see. So first up is GVDN12, who says that this took so long, she kept adding to it. She says there's an underground cinema, a karaoke bar, a street bar, living spaces, and so on. And so she built quite the place. The only thing is on this, the entries that she gave me for this are pretty much, she gave us 4 images of the outside and the front of it. So she told us in the tweet that there are several things, the cinema, the karaoke bar, and living spaces and so on, but we don't get to see that. We only get to see the exterior images, and it's basically the same sort of thing. She changes the angle up a little bit, but we're essentially seeing pretty much the same thing in each image. Now, the thing that's highlighted the most in her images that I love the most is actually outdoor bar. Unfortunately, that part is not City Living. I checked. City Living doesn't come with a bar. I was astonished. But nonetheless, I love the concept of the outdoor bar, you know, the bar that opens up and you have the seats there and everything. And in my imagination, it has the things that come down to close it at night, you know, when it's closed, the metal, whatever you call those metal door things to come down. And so, you know, you would see something like this in a city or even in down tourist beaches. And I've seen places like this when I was visiting Costa Rica and all over Mexico and tourist beaches in the United States. So places like this are kind of all over the place. And I love this type of thing a lot. I'm a big fan. So the exterior bar is my favorite part of GVDN12's stuff by far, and she makes a lot of good use of the signs from City Living. There is a lot of signage in City Living, a lot of it, and she does make a lot of good use of the signs in City Living and some of the lights too. Signs and lights, she's kind of using it all over the place, which is cool. Yeah, so that's her entry. I do kind of wish that she showed us a little bit more of the underground cinema and things like that, but it's still nice. The part that she showed us is very nice. Next up, we have Happy Sim Egg. And she says hers is a community center that has a lot to offer. People can come in for workshops, live music, social gathering, and more. And for the troubled Sims out there, the officers of social workers are located here as well. So a little bit of something, a little bit of everything here. So she starts us out here with an overhead image, which I think is actually a good choice for this particular build because it gives us a good vantage point to see that she's got a basketball court. She has several food vending stands, which there are a lot of in the City Living pack. And she's got, I think that's just sort of like a decor commons area, park type area that's up front there. So we get to see the overall and it's nice. And then we get to see the next image is the art studio. And I love this. I think that this is so cute. What a great place to go. And they've got some plants and everything in front of them. So they're painting some still life stuff. So pretty brilliant. Loved it. So adorable. And then she goes into the karaoke section. Again, I really like this. This is very cute too. And it's cute that she threw in some Sims. So he's not doing karaoke, but he's got the guitar and he's singing to her and all of that stuff. So it's nice. And I love that sign there too. I'm not sure that I have used that in a build yet. And I saw several of you use it. The red sign with the music notes and everything. I need to find like use for that in a build because I love it a lot. And then next up, I think that we have a little diner as part of her complex, which I think is a very cool little place. I like it a lot. It's very cute. So overall, she's got a very cute entry. I like her place. It's neat. Next up, we have Lyrene35, and I am probably messing up her name. I'm not sure exactly how you say that name. I need to like ask someone how you actually say that name. Nonetheless, hopefully I'm not killing it too badly, but we have Lyrene35, and she says she's got an artist quarter on the pier, the new hip spot in town. The old town on the pier has been refurbished, and now all the aspiring artists come here to show off their work. Trendy cafe, sushi takeaway, studio apartments, artist studios, and much more. Good advertising tweet. Like it. I like it a lot. So this one, she really went all out. I mean, look at the size of this place. She definitely went all out on this one. There's so much included here. And yeah, there's a lot to love here as far as how this is done on the exterior and the interior. She's using a lot of City Living elements out front. She's got the lights, several of the lights. She's got a lot of the decor pieces, the little horsey piece in the front on top of the flower thing, several of the signs, the street lights. She's using a lot of City Living all over the place on this. And I don't know, it's just kind of cool looking. It looks like an art district. It's a pretty cool looking place. And then this next image of hers, I love this next image of hers. I love this next image of hers. It's very messy, but I don't know, it's cool. It's just cool. It's kind of like, I sort of would expect an artist studio to kind of be messy, and I don't know. It's just exactly what I would expect. And I think she did a fabulous job on this. And I think that she's using an awful lot from City Living here. She did a very good job incorporating a lot of City Living items, including the curtains. She's framing the image with curtains on either side that are from City Living. Very cool. And yeah, there's a lot of elements, and even down to the I don't know if that is a coffee table or an ottoman. I'm not sure what kind of surface that is, but the thing that has like the books and stuff in it, right down front there in front of the paintings, even that City Living, the thing on the wall. So she managed to incorporate a lot of elements, and it's very nicely done. Love this one. Then this next one, I don't know if this is a cafe. Yeah, she said there's a sushi takeout. I think that this looks like the sushi place. This looks like it could definitely be a sushi place. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like one of the things that I like here is I'm looking outside and I can see that she's got some outside seating, and that's also City Living items. Those chairs are City Living. So yay. Yeah, she used a lot of good stuff here. Good color mix too in that one, I think. And this next one I'm going to assume is one of the city apartments, and it's very nicely done. This is so adorable. It is a mix of base game and city living, so she's using a bit of both. Not every item is city living, but yeah, I really dig this. I like the place. I think it's a cute studio apartment. I like that it's almost a little bit mismatched. It's not completely matchy. I tend to probably do a little bit too much matchy in my builds, and I like people that will sometimes design a little bit not so matchy. It's kind of cool. She's doing a good job of mixing and blending stuff and not having it be all matchy. I'm digging it quite a bit. Next up, we have Tony W Gus, and he says, this 3-story penthouse has been carved from the St. Simchris building. The interiors have been opened to ensure that wherever you are, there's an incredible view of San Myshuno. A small gardener's terrace affords the best views of all. And so this entry is so interesting to me. I tried to go to City Living and figure out exactly where he did this. I don't know where he did this or how he did it, what building he found. I tried to find it and I couldn't find it because I was just kind of curious, because I've never built like this in San Myshuno myself, but I think it's very cool. It's very nicely done. I like the roof thing. I like the fact that he added a clear roof thing, especially when we see the inside. The inside is where this really shines, in my opinion. The inside is where this build really shines. This next image is, yeah, this is the place. The only thing is the perspective is so warped on this, which is killing me as a photographer. It's killing me that the perspective lines, and I know you guys probably don't care at all, but it's just, you can see the lines kind of going down, and it's just, yeah, the perspective is sort of killing me as a photographer. That said, I'm not quite sure that Tony had much choice on this. Sometimes we get in these tight spaces in The Sims and we have no choice but to back that camera up and, you know, get a shot that's kind of screwy perspective wise. But if you want to show the whole place, sometimes you have to do it. And I'm betting he was in that situation. So we've got a little funny perspective thing from a photographic standpoint that he probably couldn't get away with. But looking at this place, I am so loving the open concept, the second floor looking down to the first floor. I love that style of place. And he even has a third floor area kind of loft thing. I think that's fence on a third floor going up, although I don't see stairs, but it looks to me like there's some kind of third floor area that's looking down to the second floor, and the second floor looking down to the first floor. I'm not quite sure, but that's sort of what it's looking like to me. And then of course we get a slight glimpse of the glass ceiling, which gives us a lot of light in this apartment, and just excellent design choices. I think he did a nice job choosing different paintings and filling up the walls and just making it look really cool. Love this. And then the next image gives us a little bit of the view. It's the garden terrace, so you can see it's outside on the roof, and there's some gardening that can happen here, and we have some chairs obviously and a nice view, so that's kind of cute. And then the next one is absolutely my favorite image of Tony's. I love this image. Is from an image perspective, it's the best one for me, and from a design perspective, it's also the best one for me. I'm really loving the whole design. It's very clean. I like the color scheme. I love the earth tones on the table, the living room space. I like the way he's got the coffee table, or whatever kind of table that's called, behind the sofa. I think that's very well placed. And again, the whole open thing, the fact that we have these huge high ceilings, the windows going on the left, and then just this huge high ceiling. I love that concept. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Next up, we have Laura Nby Tea, and she says the Spice District Rec Center is small and shabby, but locals love it. Where else can you take a cooking class next to an art class or perform on stage? The building's owner is getting increasingly political, perhaps to get more funding. And so Laura starts us with an exterior shot, and probably my favorite thing about this whole exterior, I love that she used the billboard up top. Oh my God, that made me so happy. I don't know why, I've just never used the billboard myself in a build, and so it just made me so happy to see someone use it. I thought it was wonderful. And I also love that I don't know exactly what she has in front of the building on the ground. Painting murals or something. I'm not sure if a sim painted that or if that's some flooring carpet or something that comes with City Living. And same thing with the thing on the wall. There's I don't know if that's a Japanese man or woman or something. I don't know, whatever that is. Oh, I think it might be a Japanese woman with an umbrella, maybe. I don't know, but whatever that artwork is there, I don't know exactly where she got this stuff from, but I'm very much loving that it's included. That's the point. I'm loving that it's there. That is the point. And so the next room looks like, I don't know, I guess this is an art room or kind of a mishmash room. It's got a lot of stuff in here. I mean, we have some hookah in here. We have some art tables that are kind of for kids. We have an artist's easel, a gardening thing. So there's kind of, and obviously a kitchenette and a place to eat. So it's kind of like a mishmash of stuff here. It looks like some kind of community center is what it looks like to me. And it's meant to look like a small shabby rec center. So I'm thinking she kind of hit it on the head here. So very cool. Now this next one, this is absolutely my favorite image for Lara and Nby Tea. I love this image so much. I love the stage, the guitar, the karaoke, the busking thing, all of that stuff is City Living, including the backgrounds she's using for surrounds all the way, not just on the back. She's got it on the right and left too, those metal things with the artwork on them. And I think that is a fabulous idea. And I think she had some Sims paint some artwork, because I don't think those are the ones that come with it. And same thing with the wall mirrors on the right. And I think maybe the floor stuff, I think that's what she did. Maybe had some Sims paint some stuff. I don't know. They're just unfamiliar to me. And I like that because I think it's very neat. But the whole stage setup and everything, love this one. Love it. And the vending table on the side. Yeah, it's great. And on this last one, we get another exterior shot. And of course, we can see several City Living items. I like that she's got the basketball court here. And of course, the like garage door thing with the artwork on it is cool. I like that she put the box of junk in the back of the pickup truck. I thought that was pretty neat little touch there. And next up we have Lara is simming, and her tweet says the Veneer Events holds fancy parties, birthday celebrations, or private gatherings. Enjoy the modern style or personalize the venue with decorations of your choice. And she said, P.S. she's done this in a hurry and because she wanted to support the challenge. And so I want to thank her if she was pressed for time and she did it just to support the challenge. I thank you very much for that, Lara. I appreciate it, especially since we actually don't have a ton of entries this time. So I'm happy that you did that this time. It's pretty cool. And not only that, she did it with a very cool entry as well. This is another instance where we have a stage. I love stage stuff. I really do. So we have a stage and a dance floor. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. And of course, the busking and the guitar, the karaoke, the keyboard, all of that stuff. Really digging it. And I like her choice of using those lights back and forth for the party atmosphere. I think is pretty cool. And the next image, I never knew I loved these seats in hot pink, but apparently I love these seats in hot pink. This is such a great combination. Of course, she was smart because she used a gray floor with it. Pink and gray are always wonderful together. And the wall color is perfect with this as well, because it's not overpowering. It's not super pink, but it's kind of a nice purple, and the right family goes well. I like the use of the divider in the middle of the two funky light things, and those funky light things are great too. And her next image gives us a similar view, but from the opposite end. We can see that she's using one of the cooler paintings. I love those paintings. That's one of my favorite paintings that we have in the game that she's got back there. And then next up, we have her final image, which is a nice little hookah area out back. This looks like a cool little hangout place. Like I would totally be all about it if I visited this place. And I'm thinking that she has some kind of cover over it ceiling wise, because I'm pretty sure that all of those X's that we're seeing on the wall are glass ceiling shadow from the design on a glass ceiling. That's what I'm thinking. Next up, we have Mena Buchner, who says this outdoor market is perfect for a weekend family outing and your annual Christmas tree shopping. Everything you need in one place. Come spend your hard-earned simoleons here. Good advertisement. At least I think so. And I checked the game, and the Christmas stuff that she's using comes from the holiday pack, which I would consider part of base game because it's free. So it passes. Because I actually did check, because she's using a couple of things like this lighted tree that we see right in the beginning. And that is a cool touch, right? The lighted tree coming out of the little fountain thing. I thought that was pretty brilliant, provided that we don't have electrical issues, and we're just going to assume that it's fully safe and that there are no electrical issues happening. Or, otherwise Sims get electrocuted and we're okay with that too. Anyway, I love this entry. This is so cool. And it's not a super complex build, but I just love the way it's done. She's got a great use of the dividers with the columns, which are both city living, going all the way down. And it's a nice open air market, and each, there's a bunch of different stalls. It's wonderful. And then in the next image, she shows us some vending tables. So I guess I'm not sure exactly this is on the outside of it or something. We don't have an overhead, so I'm not exactly sure where the vending tables are, but she gives us a couple of different images on vending tables. And then she goes back and gives us an image that I really like a lot, which is inside her open air market. This is more in the interior. We can see that a Christmas tree is set up for display. I love that she's got the piano in front of it. Like, I imagine a piano player sitting there on his little piano carpet and he's playing Christmas songs for the holidays. And I imagine that all of the stores, which we all know are actually food stores, but I'm sort of imagining that they're little sort of gift shops and stuff like that. I'm hoping that that's kind of what Mena had in mind, and that I'm not totally, warping her build. But this is kind of, when I saw this is what I saw in my head, was more than just having it be a food court. And I mean, it can be a food court too, and that's totally cool. But I sort of had it in my head that these are sort of different kiosks that sell different things, like different Christmas things in each one of them. And so I don't know. That was kind of what worked in my head, and it made me love the build a whole lot. And the use of the dividers and the columns are my favorite part. I love that thought. I think that that's a great thought. That, coupled with the fact that she decided to make it a Christmas thing with the Christmas tree in the middle, I think was a very good choice. And that brings us to the end of our entries and into what is the hard part of the program for me, which is choosing our winners. It's always the hardest thing. You guys never make it easy. And I want to especially thank you guys for participating, the ones that participated this time, because I really feel like this challenge was a very challenging challenge. I think that this may have been, to me anyway, the most difficult one we've done to date. And you guys may have felt differently, but to me, I felt like this may have been the most challenging challenge to date. So thank you so much for participating. So I have a first, second, third. I'm going to go with the third place winner first. And I gave third place to Tony W Gus for his awesome apartment with the really great loft, super high ceilings and the glass ceiling and all of that. That's just mind-blowing, awesome stuff. And then second place, and it may have been partially due to the story I had in my head with the vendors, but it goes to Mena Buchner for her outdoor market. I loved that setup so much. And, the other thing I didn't mention about it before, too, is I very much loved the floor thing that she's got going on leading up to each vendor, too. I thought that was very cool. And then the first place winner of the most bragging rights of all goes to Artist Quarter on the Pier by Larine5. This place, she just really kind of went all out on this build. I mean, it's just awesome how much she went all out, especially the exterior and the art studio. I love that art studio. And the apartment's adorable too. The art studio really blew me away, but the apartment's adorable too. So yeah, just her whole thing. So that's our episode for today. Congratulations to our winners. Again, thank you so much for participating, everyone that joined in. Please don't forget to hit like on the video before you leave. That really helps us YouTubers out, as does your comments, subscriptions if you're not yet subscribed, sharing is super helpful. Sharing is caring, you know what they say. But yeah, that stuff all really helps us YouTubers out, especially since YouTube does not seem to be helping me out lately. It seems that they're not notifying people of my videos. So if you're up for sharing, yes, that would be cool. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks again. I appreciate y'all spending the time with me today. I'll be putting out the poll for the next challenge to see what we're doing next, and hope to see y'all again next time. Bye now.